Oh, it looks like I lost you guys out there in video land. Hopefully you'll come back. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Laura. We lost connection. So hopefully Stephen will be back too. Let's continue on. Stephen will hopefully come back. Okay. Ready? Let's just do a little bit of chicken. So we can just add chicken. So here's chicken, right? And then you can just do a flip. And you can do a circle if you want. Okay, you can do a chicken. And the chicken to the other side is pretty easy. It's actually not called chicken. It's called wave the fan or something. Yeah, something like that. But because Master Chen added the footwork. Yeah, well, I had the footwork before, but then he called it a chicken. So by itself, it's called wave the fan. And when you add the footwork, it's chicken step. Chicken step. But he just called it a chicken. So you can go with the chicken, come up, then do a circle. Then go with the chicken, come up, do a circle. So we're just seeing how we can add them in a smooth way. Okay. 1, 2, 3, come up. 1, 2, 3, come up. 1, 2, 3, come up. Okay, so we haven't had contact drills because of the pandemic, so we're going to start now since we're outside. So we'll go slow, easy. Okay, so let's do it this way so you guys can see. Oh, okay, and so I'm sorry, Laura, because you don't have someone to practice with, but you'll get the idea. So go 1, we can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, circle chicken, snake. Or whatever, yeah, right? Then 1, 2, 3. Oh, I know, I've added it. So this is snake now, right? So it's different. 1, 2, 3, 1, snake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. Before we did the lower. Yeah, but this time, because we've been working with this one, I thought we'd do that. Okay, right? Oh, we can let's go slow. 1, 2, 3. Let's do the circle. You can do the palm up or the whatever, snake, whatever. Okay, so that's just like, and then we'll do the chicken. So we can do 2, 3, circle. There you go. 1, 2, 3, circle. Good. And then 1, 2, 3, circle. And you can do circles. You can switch off with circles, and then when you're tired, you can add a chicken. And you can see, and then you can find out like how a chicken works against the snake. Yeah. Okay, so let's just go slow. So we do chicken. I'll do the chicken. He does the snake, and you can see how the chicken works against the snake. It's not bad. Yeah. Right. So you can see how the chicken works against the snake. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, deflect. Yeah. Okay, so now the other thing with the snake, though, the snakes move. So that might be difficult. So Mark's going to be the moving snake, and not just be the straight-on chicken. Just I'll get it, though. See? Right, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work, but we can just. I have to adjust, yeah. So when he goes, if I keep going chicken, and then I have to go snake. So you have to learn to adjust. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, I'll do the chicken. 1. Oh, so I have to really move. Yeah. Yeah, you have to work. Yeah, you gotta work your agility. Okay. So Laura at home, you could just do 3 chickens, and then step up and do the snake. So that's just this circle with the palm down. And you can do maybe 3 snakes. And then on the next switch, you do a chicken. Right? And then come up and do a snake, snake, Like, did we do this? I'm sure we did. Must have did this in Portland. 2, 3. Oh yeah, yeah. But kind of lightly, I think. Yeah. Or pole. See, those guys agree. All right. I think we lost Steven. I think we lost that connection. Steven can't get back in. Oh, we're just doing that. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So, so let's continue with the Xingyi. And then I want to show you the thing with the foam thing. All right. But let's continue with the Xingyi. So, let's do beer pong. So let's keep maybe just 3 techniques for the Xingyi today. So we had the chicken and the snake, or the flip over, whatever you want to call it. Chicken, snake, and then we'll just do the beer pong. Something simple. Okay, so with the beer pong, this whole structure relaxes down, right? All right, just very simple. And the bowl of water is like in front of you, but it's kind of angled up a little bit, right? The idea is like you're not hitting the bowl of water down here, you're hitting the guy's chest, right? Or collarbone, but it's kind of more of a downward as opposed to a push, yeah, as opposed to a front, right? And there's not a pat. Down and forward, down and forward. Yeah, it can be, yeah, especially. I would. It's more like a natural kind of spring. See that?
Watched on YouTube this guy was teaching, he got a recorder in his class. Break his board. And he goes, I don't know. He goes, hit it like it's on fire and pull back.
Oh yeah.
And the recorder broke.
Cool. There you go.
But it was so I think that was a little far.
It probably is. Well, the thing is, why I like it is just it's kind of just like this natural. It has a natural recoil. That's what it is. It's really a recoil. Right? Yeah, I mean that's how I feel it. It's like a natural recoil. So don't be doing this. You know what I mean? Don't be like. Yeah, right. You just want to recoil back. See that? It's like a little snap. And if you go slow, like Nelson doing, so you can get the feel of the connection. Right? So you want to get the feel of the connection. Okay. So you can go slow just to get the, one good method to go slow is when you go down, it's like you can feel the weight. Like you can feel the weight, just kind of let the weight settle in. So we do one side at a time. Then we'll add a little bit. Cat washes face. 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 You come up to the center too. So George Chu would come up to the center because George Chu's idea is like cat washes face, come up the center. Right? So you can go, it can be, you can either, give him the cat washes face. You don't need to go all the way down. And then George Chu would do the back of his hand up the face and then down the face. So you come up the center. This is like really in your face type of technique, isn't it? If you think about it, Yeah, that's what it's developed for, right in your face. Jet Li though tried to do it in the movie Fearless. He jumped up and he was going to do it to this guy's top of his head. And Jet Li's dad, and he stopped because he knew he would have killed the guy. I think like Garrett, you could have really hurt Greg if you added some juice. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, so you can also add, okay, so you get the handwork kind of down, but I want you to add the, you can also add this type of, right? So you get this whole hip movement in there, right? So you go, cat wash your face, one, you kind of get the hip movement in there. So one, not like a lot of hip movement, but it's just so you don't have it just not all stiff in the body. Does that make sense to you guys? So you have a little bit of loading in the leg, a little loading in the hip here, loading in the legs, rising up out of the legs, not a lot, just keep rooted, and then give it. Yeah, and I'm using this. I have to keep track of time because I promised to reteach this other thing. So I'm adding like a little bit of whipping with the body. And it could be really slight, but just kind of, so you don't have like a stiff body, right? Right? You don't want a stiff body. So just kind of what? Right? Feel, and you can add some footwork. The footwork makes it easier to like get that whole feel of it. And you strike from here, not from the side. Strike from the middle. Right, because remember, you're riding up the middle line, and then you're going at them. So one. So when you come up, don't come up to the side, come up the central line. But this way you protect the central line too at the same time as you attack this central line. Okay, one, relax. Two, feel the hips. Three, four. You can switch feet. You can make it even simpler. Okay, you can even make it simpler by not bringing the hand all the way to the side because you want to keep everything protected. Yeah, very good, Garrett. Right, one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Well, I'll show you this, and this is a swimming pool noodle. This is for when we do Chen. It's not ideal necessarily, but it's what's available at the moment. So we have, okay, so we're not going to do this really that much on the side because no one has, I'm the only one with the noodle. So one hand up, I just show it to you. So we do all these silk reelings in the Chen. And you can just add, like Gareth mentioned, you add a little bit of resistance. Now they make a 3-foot thing out of the solid rubber. You can get light, medium, and heavy. These are lows. It's CANDO, can do, and then you want the I think the flex bend shake or the flex shake twist. They come in 12 inches, 24, and 36. The 36 is out of stock, at least on Amazon. Yeah. They have the 12-inch one for sure, because that's for people who have like elbow issues. It's a physical therapy thing. But there was this guy I saw online. He was an Aikido guy doing Chen. Well, he took silk reeling and got this bar, and he was trying it out for his Aikido. He liked it a lot, so I thought it was a good idea. So you can give it a try, but it's so you can just I'll just show you a couple. So we do our silk reeling. So you can just do 1, 2, and it's better, this is like a little, it's not enough resistance really, but you can get the coordination of it, right? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, just so you can get that whole, yeah. There's some guy that like, like a little rubber ball with sand in it, and he advertised it as your chi ball, and he put a nice fancy package. Okay, all right. So I just thought I'd show you guys that. So let me just show Laura. I don't know if you want to try, so you just kind of just do this winding kind of thing with it. And you can work with wrist. It's actually kind of good for your wrist, especially you get the strong one. You can really strengthen, if you have like wrist problems, you can really strengthen your wrist. Okay, so I promise you guys that we'll try the Yang Style fast form. Okay. So let me just show you some of the aspects of it. I think the most dynamic aspect is this type of stamp that they do. Okay, and it's more like peeling off someone's toenail. It's like that kind of idea. And as you do that as you do the strike, right? So and then the strike is that, so Yang Style, everybody thinks it's kind of like this, right? Right. So in the Yang Style fast form, it's like, I don't know, so we'll do it easy because it's a hard surface. So you stamp and give him the toenail ripper. Right? So you just stamp, boom. And so the stamp adds kind of an energy to it, right? And we see that in Chen because when we do this one, right? Because when we do the one in Chen, it's like I got the guy's arm and I'm going to give it, do that. So in the Yang Style form, they have that. So we'll just try, we'll try the jump. You can throw whatever hands you want out. Just to get the lower body the most important. All right. Okay, so here we go, Laura. Jump, small jump, toenail rip. All right, the handwork. Oh, dude, let's see it. Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's pretty cool. That's just, yeah. So here's the kind of, so here's the technique in itself. Now whether the technique actually works, because Mark's not gonna hang out here like this. Yeah. So the technique, so the Yang Style has this move, and I think Mark has studied Yang Style before, right? So this is a kind of a variation of this move. Right. So if you think about it, and this is a very forceful type of thing here.
So you get the toe, or you might get my shin.
You get the shin, yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm just calling it the toast thing because just to give you guys an image. You get the shin. Master Chen did that a lot, though. He would kick up here. Yeah, he would kick up here. Yeah. So the technique would be to like all that at once, right? And then you fight, and then once you catch him, then you fudging into him.
Oh, after.
Yeah, because you fudging this way, and then you come down, and you got him in one reaction mode, right? And then you do the fudging.
So before I can recover.
Yeah.
You give me a second time.
Yeah. So that's the technique. Actually, that's the technique. And they have it like, this is the brush knee and the Yang Style, very mellow, right? So they have it the same way, but there's no jump. Just like, so you want, just kind of like as you just keep going. But the hardest thing I think the hardest thing is you really want to do it, but if you don't watch yourself, you can inflame your joint, right? Because you're just like throwing your arm out. You know what I'm saying? You can't go like, it's not like throwing your arm and whipping it back. You don't go out, right. That's right. You want to say. and you want to do, and you see people doing, they do a lot of force. Well, I want to do that. And you can, but if you can't have it figured out, you're going to hurt yourself. Yes, but yeah, exactly. They tense up. That's right. See, yeah. You want? Yeah, that's it. So you have to remain relaxed. So let's just try a couple of the ways to do that. We'll just do a couple of them, okay? So we'll just start with the first one because the stamping and the kicking thing is actually pretty cool. I think it works. So you can just go slow, just so you get the idea. So just you're facing someone, you step out, stamp down, and it's just a nice slide, and then come in. It's nice and easy. Oh, well, what? Yeah, it's a down. So just like how I just kind of caught your elbow down, right? It doesn't be a big job. It's just you just need to. That's it. See that? Yeah, just give it a little bit of head jerk, and then you go to the next thing. Yeah, that's in the Faojing. Yeah, it kind of depends on where you want him to go. You go down, in and out, up or down or out. Yeah, down is most dangerous. Down is most dangerous for the opponent because you're using the hard ground to hurt them. Yeah. Nothing. You look like. Oh, I thought maybe like he was like, wow, that's really serious, man. Huh? So but okay. So I want you to be careful because the whole stamping, since we stamp on one leg, you could, overdo that leg. Right, but let's just kind of figure this out. So it's one, and feel the drop, right? We talked about the drop in the shingi, right? So one, and then drop, and then in. One, you can even do a punch. I mean, it doesn't have to be the technique, right? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So just work on the footwork. And Nelson can do the other thing that he likes to do, the other thing he's like, the one that you have to break a habit out of. Yeah, I mean, that could be a cool thing too. Yeah. Okay, and then I noticed Nelson was, yeah, let's try the other foot because Nelson's very smart. He was doing both feet, so yeah.
Come together.
Yeah, so just yeah,
Both together.
Yeah, both together. Yeah, both together. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I think it makes sense. The whole traditional method is this is like the way Master Dong explained it. It's like this hand is here, and then so this hand is here. This hand comes over, and you trap him. That's how he explained it. But I think that's just for just to give it a shape. Yeah. So that's how Master Dong explained it. You're sweeping it and then coming in, and then you come and then you enter. Yeah. And Master Dong he had a lot of juice. He was pretty good. I have to. He would never explain stuff, and he would never really show it. But once in a while he'd do it, and then he just do it and throw some. I mean, just some guy goes flying. I mean, not flying. I mean, he fall that way, not up. And then he laughs. Yeah. See, you got that. You should we should dress you up as a Taoist or something. Yeah. Okay, so let's try the other foot. 1, 2. Just do the other foot. 1, 2. 1. Because you have to be able to do both sides. And if you go light on the stamp, it can be strengthening to the legs. It's just you have to be careful you don't damage your knee. Right? Just come in, go. You can also think of the this way is like to get out of the way, like he's directly get out of the way and then kick him and then go in on the court on the side. Right? So he's directly in front of me. See, I just got out of the direct line. So here's the direct line. I just moved my center line a little bit with the stamp. The stamping also has a certain that type of action too, right? So you can do a stamping like stamp. You can do a stamping like this. Oh, let's show Laura. So you can do a stamping like stamp the guy. Nice shoes. You can, or you can do this one. This is a Master Chen thing. Okay. So you can do that way. And I'm off the line. So if I miss, he misses me. Right. So that's the whole idea of this boom. And you can go the other side and just go boom, boom. And you can just work both sides. Kind of like the snake, isn't it? Right. So that's the yang. So that's the first move in the yang style fast form. It's just that move. You actually, instead of facing straight, you face to the side. And then, right? So like in the forms, we face forward and then we go. And this one, you just start, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At an angle. Right. Yeah, it is more the fighting form. Okay. So let's just go one more move just to make it like yang style. This one has a single whip. So Laura, I know you know the single whip, and maybe Nelson does too. Yeah, Narc definitely. So the single whip, we have it in Chen style too. And so the single whip yang style is this, right? That's a single whip in yang style. Okay, in this form, the single whip is a kind of abbreviated or shortened, because it's like, you know, we often talk about we're not going to be like that, right? We often talk about that, right? So the single whip is like, I've taken care of him, guy behind me, right? So it's just short, 1, 2, right? That's it. No, he didn't have it that way. I got to wait a minute. I got to do it. I did have the circle, so it can be a strike. It's a small circle, right? It's a small circle, and you can even make the circles even smaller. And the small circle. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. So actually, I can't do this well. 1. Okay, so 1, 2, and so you can think of a small circle, just as small as this way. You catch the guy maybe, and then out, then out. Okay, this is not out here, it's just close. Okay, in case you might want to punch him or something, or you maybe grab him or something. Yeah, well, it's kind of like 1, circle, circle, circle. So this is the real yang style is this way. But this is the real yang style, right? But this one, the circle is just smaller. The circle is just smaller. And if you look at what it's training, so I'll show you what it's training. If you look at what it's training, so it's this small circle in the body doing this, right? So, you know, how is learning how to do that gonna help you? How is learning how to do this little circle gonna help you here, right? So we're gonna figure this out. Okay, so here's the big circle. All right, that's yang style big circle. Okay, so the small circle, that's what it does. See that? It's like almost a Y, but I don't, so the big circle, whoa. Right, the small circle, and you want to kind of, and the small circle gives it this kind of thing. Yeah, because I'm fudging with my body. It's right here. Yeah, the right hand could be the next one, whatever you want to do with it. You know, I mean, it looks like this because I think the technique was like you grab the guy's arm and it do something like that in the day. But it just, yeah, it can be. Yeah, that's definitely too. But in this one, because it's short and it's Fajing, I think there's a lot of emphasis on maybe destabilizing and maybe you come in with a throw or something. I haven't taught. I haven't really taught this. The only person I taught this to was Howard. I taught him the full thing, but we didn't go into like how it all works. His knee bothering him, so he won't come. He's going to PT. His knee. Yeah, so he said he's doing physical therapy and stuff. It's okay, All right, so let's just go really slow. Be careful of the stomping because you can irritate your knee. It's better to do it on the wood floor. Oh, there. Okay, on the floor like this. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so ready? So let's just try, just start with one direct, just face whoever you're facing, like somebody's here, you're facing them. That's how it starts. And you go 1, 2, small circle, 3. That's enough. That's 2. That's a lot of moves already for this. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll just stay on one side because that's the side I know. Okay. So remember, so you get off the straight line. The guy's coming at you. Come over. So you come over, stomp, kick him, Fajing him. Somebody's behind you, right? So cover, give him the small circle. Right? You can do a slow, small circle. Okay, just practice. Boom, yeah. Right. I'm doing a full circle with just a small diameter. Yeah. So I think that small circle really you can really, really generate a lot of juice out of it. Right. Then the rest is kind of a little bit more, yang. The next move is a little more yang stylish, but we can add the more, the moves that are, I don't know, more basic or something. I mean, there's kicks and stuff like that, and so. Then the yang style itself. Oh well, yes. Useful in the. Oh yeah. Just another movement. I mean, you can. Yeah, you learn that. That's true. So the other thing with the single whip, it doesn't have to be with the hook, right? It could be just he comes, right? I mean, this is a very basic thing, right? Right, it's a very basic thing, just like he comes. So I'll just show you here. I'm just kind of like it's very young. It's very Chen style too. Just this circle, right? You can. So this is actually silk reeling, isn't it? It's a silk reeling in a very small circle, and with Fajing, right? Okay, so let's do it a couple more times. You can add this to your repertoire of all the stuff that Baba only teaches you part of. Well, that's true. Yeah. So so you have other Fajing aspects, and then now you know how to Fajing with the feet, right? Now then you have another interesting thing to drill with the feet because we don't drill the feet very much, really. Oh yes, exactly. Yeah, once you get the Fajing figured out, you can add this to other things. So I think next time we'll work on this Fajing, just the brush knee. So we have this in Chen style, right? And we definitely have this in Yang style, right? So this is very much like a Jack Dempsey thing when we look at it. Okay. Okay. So let's do a couple more times so you get it in the memory. So I will just say the guy's here or whatever. So step out away from him, cut. So cut in, small circle, give it to him. All right. Okay, so just do one time and everyone stop at single whip. I have a correction. Okay, ready? One, small circle. Okay. This shoulder, I always talk about the shoulder. Don't have it like that too far back, because then this compromises the joint. It has to be that 30-degree where it's nice and stable, right? So just make sure it's nice and stable. So when I push here, it goes into the structure, not into the joint. Right? Right? Okay, yeah, so this is nice. This is going to be very stable for his shoulder, right? And if you want, you can even extend this out without torquing the shoulder, right? See what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so I've talked about this last time, I think. So when we go out like this, there's a tendency to pinch your shoulder, right? So as my Aikido teacher used to say, Yoko, don't do that. Don't do that. So just kind of relax those shoulder blades out without humping, right? So you got to kind of learn how to just kind of spread the shoulder blades out without, and you know the arms out. So this is our habit. When we go out this way, we pinch the shoulders. So just kind of just find that space where they're nice and comfortable but not pinched, and then you'll see how much stronger that is. I'll just press this and we won't strain the elbow. See that? Now, if you pinch it a little bit, like your normal kind, that's not normal pinching. What's your normal pinch? You know, when you open up like that? Yeah, something like that. See? Right. That is uncomfortable. Yeah, but sometimes you just kind of naturally do it without even noticing. Right.
And when you do that, it makes me rise up.
Yeah. It does. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, you could do that just like as an exercise. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that helps us out. Yeah, and you know, I mean, you can do this for like stretching and stuff. I'm not saying don't do it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the perfect part. Okay. Now we're gonna work on Nelson. Ready? Okay, watch. Upright. Be upright. Yeah. You were a little bit forward. Yeah, he's a little bit leaning. Yeah, okay, so if he's a little bit leaning, I guess like the way, I know that was it. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Not that bad. Be upright. All right. So you're kind of kicking this hip out. Yeah, there you go. So then this is upright. So then we do the Master Chen test. All right. Okay, I saw you lost Steven. I'll have to put this on I didn't put last Sunday's on the YouTube, I think. Yeah, everything's not fully extended in this. This is a very kind of a small, there's a thing called small circle Tai Chi, and that's what basically this is. Yeah, small frame, large frame. The small frame, large frame, and small circle, big circle. And so Yang style Master Yang Fu, he's kind of built like Garrett, but like 200 pounds more. He was like really overweight. And no, Master Yang Fu. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, enough of that. Okay, let's do this before we forget. Okay, let's do this before we forget. Nelson brought his monkey stick, so we'll go ahead and work on that. Okay, so Nelson brought his monkey stick. We'll go ahead and we'll work on the longer type staff stuff. So Mark, you can take the longer one. I'll just pretend that this is longer. All right. Okay, so as a long stick, so the long stick, you know, for the shorter sticks, it's not a problem, but for the long stick, it's a problem. So you're gonna have to have a little wider grip, obviously. And I wouldn't necessarily bring the long, unlike in the Monkey King movies and cartoons, we're not going to go flying up in the air and try to do this with a very long staff. Yeah. Okay. So we just go back to the Xingyi version, right? The Xingyi version is just from the shoulder and down. Okay. And you use the weight of the weapon. So don't push the staff down, use the weight of the weapon. You can take a step forward and do the other side. Take a step forward and do the other side. Okay, and you turn about. Just go slow because it's kind of warming up. You can turn about. Okay, so let's just try the wood for this. So I'm going to do a chop, and then just a stab. Okay, now there's the, then there's my other favorite version of this, is you step up and drive the other end in. Okay, and you could do another chop, stab, pull the back end up, step in. Okay, so for the long weapon, so let me show you, because the short weapon is, so I want to show you the difference, right? So traditionally it's like this, one, so you need this, so this is really long and it has heavy ends. So you need to have like a tripod to support it. If you have a really long, this is kind of heavy, this is heavy compared to the other stuff. Two, just switch, okay? And then you could do the stab, but don't bring, for something like this long, you wouldn't go all the way here, it's too long. Here, and then pull it up here to here. So if you have the long version, use your body to brace it. With the shorter stick, you don't need the body to brace it. It's not necessary. Okay, does that make sense to you? Kind of a physics thing. Yeah, it's 45 degrees. No, okay. Okay. So if you pretend you have the long one, okay, you can do the stab, pull it, brace it against the body. Now it doesn't make sense to do it with the short one because it's too short. So for the short one, you just go ahead and give it the full thing, the full length. But for the long one, you need to brace it. And then you can come back with another chop, another stab, another flip, okay, and another chop. Laura, I hope this is interesting. I don't know if you have a stick or something. So just three things. It's actually two elements, metal. That was just metal and wood. Okay, so just go one, stab. So this is wood, and then this is wood too. And then you can do another chop, another thrust, and another thrust from the other side, another chop, another thrust, another thrust. We'll end up with some spinning because that's kind of cool looking. I don't know. Two. Okay, so just two things, very basic, pretty simple. Guys coming at you, bap, bap. And then he's focusing on this, the front end, you show him the back end. So that's pretty simple. Pretty simple, yeah, just simple. Okay, now just because Nelson brought his big thing, this big weapon, and the Monkey King does a lot of spinning, so we can work with the spinning. So if you have, I think if you have a big weapon like that, you're probably best off with two hands. Oh, well, Nelson's pretty tough. He's pretty strong guy, so I can do one hand. Oh, I see, right. So you can do two hands this way. If you have a really heavy thing. If you have the shorter one, one hand is good. And just kind of just work with the body. You can work with the hip, right? You work with the hip, Work with the hip. So if you move it, and start moving with it too, right? You can go above. Okay, so if you have the big weapon, you might want to keep both hands on it. So try to keep both hands on it. Yeah, so if you have the big weapon, you would go under the body like this, right? If you have the small weapon, you can just, right? With the bigger weapon, it's different because you have to brace it. And then, okay, so, and then to do the figure 8 with the bigger weapon, one hand up, one hand down. Okay, and then try not from the shoulders. Just really think, you know, like we did with the little short single whip, right? This little, so you want to do, you know, with that type of thing in there. Josh used to say some crazy stuff like, you know, I don't know if you ever said there was like a snake in there whirling around, but then he said there was like a little man in your dantian pulling the levers. Jochu. Yeah, that's right. So, all right. Okay, so, and then you could, okay, so at home, you know, you could be free with the weapon, just get used to handling it, right? And then it becomes very light. So you can get a heavier weapon like Nelson for build strength. And if you guys find a 3-foot version of the can-do bar, let me know. That rubber bar. It comes in different, it's like extra light, medium, heavy, and extra heavy. And it's just the thickness of the rubber. Yeah. I think you want the 3-foot because, huh? I mean, depends on you guys. I mean, I'm going to start with light. That's the red. Because you can get a pretty good workout even with the red. And you can build up if you want. Check it out. It's not available really in a cheap way because people, it's out of stock in many places, so people running up the price. So we just wait till the supply chain thing settles out. Not checked. Yeah. As everything, and they have. Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to keep Laura waiting. I know you have stuff to do, and we're just chatting, Laura. So we'll finish. Okay. So thank you for sticking with me. I will see you next week. You have a great day. Enjoy your holiday weekend. All right. Bye, Laura.